So
there's 31 so far. You have what, about 4 more, Stacy? 4 or 5?
Yep. Okay. All right, Aim, I think we're good.
well, we'll get started then. Welcome everyone to Graphtech's first webinar on how to boost engagement using kits. We're so happy to see so many of our customers and friends and new faces as well. My name's Amy Mel. I'm the sales manager here at Graphtech. Our plan today is to show you some new tools that can help you stay in touch and get some attention in our newly distanced environment. A couple quick technology items. Just to save on bandwidth and quality, if you could all mute yourselves and disable your video. If you don't know how to do that, and it depends on how your screen is presenting right now, sometimes there's a bar as you move your cursor that you can click on. I'm sorry, to mute yourself, you can click on your, if you hover over your image, there's 3 buttons in the upper right-hand corner that allow you to mute and disable your video. We are going to enable the chat function for this. So if you have any questions or comments, additional information you'd like, we'll monitor those questions if you can type them in the chat box, and then Stacy can answer the questions after each topic. So I'd like to introduce Stacy now. Stacy Whittington is our signage and promotional products expert. She has some great information to share with you. So thanks again for joining us, and enjoy.
Thank you all very much. Thanks, Amy. I'm going to start sharing my screen to go into the PowerPoint presentation, so you guys won't have to see me. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. The other thing we ask is on the right-hand side, if your screen just went into a tile mode of a kind of a stacked images, if you click on the middle bar where it says show small active speaker, that will help you see the pictures of the presentation a little bit better. So just trying to make it the best viewing opportunity for you. So like Amy said, I'm Stacy. I'm the promotional products manager here at Graphtech. And we just wanted to give you some new ideas, kind of how the promotional world has been changing during this new COVID quarantine. So we're going to go through a few different topics here. The schedule, we're going to talk about kits and fulfillment, kind of how that's been working, what has changed for that process, give you some examples and some case studies, and maybe just get some ideas flowing for you. Then we're going to go into items that you can add into those kits. So we're going to talk about some new promotional items, the PPE, the personal protective equipment that's kind of been taking over the promotional world here the last few months, give you some ideas on those. Then we're going to go into some signage, talk about ways you can communicate with your clients, customers, students, members to be included in the kits that you can kind of communicate on a different level as we all practice social distancing. Then we'll have a little bit of Q&A like Amy said, so please feel free to type any questions, comments, ideas that you have in the chat field there on the side. We will get to all of them. So first we're going to talk about kits and fulfillment. Kits and fulfillment has been something Graphtech has been doing for years. We have a full warehouse full of items that we print or order promotional items, and then we put them into kits, send them out for different customers that we have. The way things have been changing with COVID is we're doing a little bit more kitting for at-home use. So we're kitting for students that aren't able to be on campus. We're kitting for employees that aren't able to be in the office. So we're going to go through and show you some samples here. The nice thing about kits is no kit we've ever done has been the same as the last. They are completely customizable. We can add anything you'd like to a kit. So you're going to see here we have a few examples. The first one we're going to talk about is an informational kit. So if you're looking to get information out to clients, staff, members, students, employees, anything that you're looking to inform them, this would be an example of a kit we did for the American Lung Association. So they came to us and they wanted to find a way to make newly diagnosed lung cancer patients feel comforted and welcome into the treatment. So they wanted to come up with an idea with a few. The blanket is a comfort item, an informational piece with the brochure, and then just some other nice items. Obviously a mask is included in almost every kit nowadays because everybody has to have one. So you can see there, everything was branded with their logo. Everything was inserted into that white bag you see and then boxed up. Each cancer patient, newly diagnosed lung cancer patient, would be able to log on to a portal. They can order this kit and then it's sent directly to their house. So you see there's a mask, a bag, blanket, information book, some hand sanitizer, lots of different fun items for them. The second example we have would be an educational kit. This kit in particular, Central Penn College came to us and said, hey, we're not going to be able to have our on-campus orientation for new incoming freshmen. We'd like to be able to send them a welcome package so they can get excited about coming for the fall semester. So this kit is pretty cool. It's got some fun sunglasses, a stress ball, a t-shirt. We were able to take the t-shirt sizes from their registration. So that's how we matched up the size to their name to make sure they got the right size shirt. There's also a welcome letter. And Central Penn did a little bit of fun stuff to save money on custom packaging. So you can see there, we have options that you can customize the entire box. Central Penn decided to go to the route of a customized sticker inside the box. So when you open the white box, there's a nice little sticker there with some information, got lots of color and kind of makes it pop on that craft brown background. And if you can see in the very back of the picture, I know it's hard, the top left of the picture, they did custom packing tape. So to kind of make the box pop when it arrived in the mail, they were able to customize the packing tape that goes on it. They did a white tape with their logo repeated along the tape, but it was just a fun way to kind of customize their box, make it a little bit different and keep the cost down without a full customized package. So that was another one that was very well received by all the students. They got a great, lot of good feedback for that. So that was a fun project. The next is engagement. If you have employees, if you have members that you want to make sure that they still feel like they're part of your team, part of your membership, this was a great example that Conrad Siegel did. Most of us were all working from home, they came to us and said, hey, we really want our employees to feel like they're still part of a team, like they're still valued. How can we do that? So this kit was a little bit different because there's a mix of branded and non-branded items in this kit. So not everything you order has to have your logo on it. As you can see in the picture there, they did a box of cookies, homemade cookies. They did a box of trail mix, or a bag of trail mix. They did a watering can with seeds inside to kind of plant their own little garden at home. The highlighters are not branded. So there's definitely a mix there of branded and non-branded items. These items were all picked by Conrad Siegel. They had a specific idea of what they wanted in the kit. I think there was a total of 13 different items. So that was definitely a nice, well-received kit that they received at their house. We had Facebook feedback and lots of positive comments that they really, really appreciated this coming to their house during this crazy time. There's also a personalized note, as you can see there. So we can customize a note card, a letter, can go in an envelope, not in an envelope, lots of different options there. So as you can tell from the kits, there are a ton of different options we can do. The sky is the limit. There's no right or wrong way to do a kit. Most of the kits that we do, depending on what you order, can be done in as little as 2 weeks. If you order something with a little bit longer lead time, it could take 3 or 4 weeks. But I would say on average, from the time you order to the time we got it out, it'd be 2 to 3 weeks. If you're looking for something with a little bit shorter lead time, we have standardized kits. So these would be predetermined items in a kit offered at various price points. So if you come to me and say, Stacy, hey, we really want to send out a kit, we need it done pretty quickly, and we want to spend $20 per person, I'll be happy to send you some pre-standardized kits. Your logo would be on each item. It would be boxed and shipped directly to your recipient, just like any of our other kits. A lot of our suppliers are offering free drop shipments. So in a normal world, a drop shipment would cost anywhere from $2 to $5 per box. That would be just the time to separate the shipments out, make sure they go to the right address. But the vendors and suppliers that we work with right now are really trying to push the kits. So there might be some ways we can waive those fees. The shipping costs would obviously still be involved, but those kind of add-on handling fees could be waived. And like I said, there's all sorts of different price points. There's work from home kits, safety kits, exercise kits, educational kits. So definitely just let me know kind of what you're looking for, and we can show you some solutions. Mailing and distribution. This is where we take the hard part out of your life. We are able to take care of all the packaging, shipping, coordinating with our storefront. We use an Excel file. We can ship any carrier, USPS, UPS, or FedEx, and we can ship on your third-party account if you have an account already. We would just need to know that information so we can just bill directly to your account. We have a lot of online storefronts. So as I showed you in the first example, the American Lung Association, their kit was associated with a storefront. So the link was sent out to all new diagnosed cancer patients, and they are able to click on that link, enter their information, and then we pull the kit right off the shelf and mail it out. So if you want that capability, you don't even have to compile the Excel list. We would do, the storefront would do that for you. So that is one very good option to limit your time. Or you can, like Conrad Siegel did, they sent us a mail list of every one of their employees. It's as easy as an Excel file, just their name, address, and we take it from there. We can ship to residential or corporate addresses, that is no problem. And like I said, this kind of takes the work and labor out of it for you. We handle it all here in-house. So I think that's it for kits. Amy, do we have any feedback or questions?
We have one question. Does it cost anything to set up a storefront?
Yes, there is a fee to set. Chris Brandt is our storefront, online storefront manager. So it's a small fee just to kind of account for his time to set up the storefront, but he works with you through every step of the process, make sure that it looks exactly like you want it to. We can coordinate the colors to match your current website. It can be an extension of your site so it doesn't look like it's coming from a third party. But yes, there is a small fee to set up the storefront.
Another question, Stacy, have you seen any trend, or what are the most popular items you're seeing in the kits right now?
Right now, everything, and we'll get into this here in the next section a little bit, everything PPE related, so personal protective equipment, masks, hand sanitizers, gloves, face shields, anything that can kind of be used as a protective measure as you're going back into the workforce, as students will be going back into schools, and we kind of resume life a little bit. So those have been the most popular items at this time.
The other thing was, are you able to provide samples of the products before ordering?
Yep, we definitely can order samples. They're usually not branded with any of your information. It could be a blank sample or a random sample that the company would have left over from a previous order. But yes, we are able to order samples for any of the products that we sell.
And there's a question about minimums to order, and I know that's a varied answer.
Yeah, minimums to order depend on the item, depending on, you know, I have some things that are a one-piece minimum, not many, but there are a few. But most of the items probably start around 25 pieces as the minimum. If you're ordering blank items, kind of like the cookie boxes and the trail mix I talked about, those minimums will be much less because there isn't a requirement there to put your logo on it. I would say, for an example, pens, they can be anywhere from 100 to 250 piece minimum. Mugs are usually 25 to 50 pieces. Bags are usually 50 to 100. So it varies very, depending on each item and the vendor that we're using.
Okay, one more. Do you have any examples of the kits used in conjunction with a virtual conference or trade show?
We have not done any here at Graphtech, but the standardized kits, there's a lot of options out there that would be lending itself to what you would use for a trade show. So they're, the lanyard, the kind of the welcome kit, the welcome gift, informational piece that we could add into the kit. Those probably a standardized kit, we could find a lot of options, but again, a customized kit with what you would normally give at a trade show or a conference, we could definitely customize that to your needs, what you would need. Include, I know we do a lot of printing of the conference booklets and things like that. We could still print that, have that in the kit and ready to go.
I mean, and you could even include pieces for that, Stacy, from maybe like vendors who would have been exhibiting, like maybe the exhibitors from a show would want to order items to include in the kits as well, kind of like they would be handing out if there was, an expo floor or conference.
Yep, correct. Yeah, we can accept any shipments of items if someone has pre-printed brochures, or we obviously could print them here as well. But if there's something they already have and they want to include in the kit, we can definitely have it shipped here and be part of the assembly process.
There's a question on, I think I'm getting all of them here. How much is the PPE preparedness kit?
I can send that out. I'm not sure off the top of my head what that is. There's different price breaks based on quantity, but Aim, if you could write down, I can get that quote sent out here this afternoon.
Yep. I think that's it. I think you're, can we get somebody asked if they can get a copy of this PowerPoint.
Yeah, and we're actually recording the webinar right now, so we are going to send out the link of this recorded webinar for you to have here later this afternoon once we figure out how to do that.
Okay. I think you're good to continue, Stace.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I talked about kits and how they work, and now I want to talk to you about some items to go in those kits. So kind of, promotional products has been my world for the last 8 or 9 years. So I live, eat, breathe pens, t-shirts, and mugs. And now it's kind of changed. What's selling in the promotional world has not been what I've ever sold before, and probably not what you've ever purchased before. So here are a few items we wanted to talk about to go inside these kits. Last year at this time period, the #1 and #2 searched items in the promotional world were pens and mugs. For the same time period for this year, #1 is masks. Everybody needs a mask. Everyone's looking for masks. There are a ton of options for masks. The first masks that came out were pretty generic. It was kind of just a rush to market to get items out there for personal protection. But now, as we've evolved in this COVID world, so have the masks. There are a ton of options, ton of styles, decorated, non-decorated, cotton, polyester, nylon. We have the neck gaiters, which are the ones that go around your neck and then up over your mouth. We have the ear, the mask extenders to go in the back to help with the ear loops. So what we've run into has been, there is a flood to market of every supplier, vendor trying to sell masks. There has been a lot of problems with this in the promo world. People are buying from non-accredited suppliers, people are ordering from overseas, and they're just never getting their product. Their checks are being cashed, their credit cards are being charged, and the product's just not showing up. So we are taking a very hard stance on making sure we are only using approved, recommended suppliers that are selling these items. We are not going to take the risk of going to some Joe Schmo company that we've never ordered from before just because they have the lowest price mask. I've just been reading too many blogs and seeing too many examples where this is just going poorly, and it makes the company look bad on both our end and your end. So please rest assured we are only using, like I said, reputable suppliers to do masks and any of the PPE products that we're going to talk about. So like I said, lots of options here. Let me know what you're interested in, price point, branded, non-branded material, and we can kind of get you some ideas for that. I said masks were the #1 searched item. Hand sanitizer is right up there, probably 1B. Hand sanitizer, when this first all started back in March, the industry was wiped out of hand sanitizers. There was not a bottle to be found anywhere. That is changing now. Suppliers are, coming back, and we have supplies still running a little bit longer than normal, but definitely not the 8 weeks that we were seeing previously. So lots of different options here. Again, only using reputable suppliers. There, as in the masks and hand sanitizers, there's a lot of new USA made options, which is really nice. People are looking for that at this point. So we have a lot of USA made sanitizers and masks that we can offer to you. But the sanitizers come in all different forms, individual bottles, the stand dispensers that you see there on the right side of the picture. Those have become really popular. Every office, retail environment, food service environment is really looking to have those there. Those containers are refillable. So it shows that you're caring for your customer, your client, your student, whoever it is, as they enter your building. Again, the hand sanitizers make a great kit to go with, say, a mask, hand sanitizers, a pair of gloves. So that kind of all circles back to the kitting process that we were talking about earlier. There's wipes, there's gallon bottles, all sorts of different options there. And we are only selling CDC recommended and FDA approved hand sanitizer, so that it makes sure it has the correct minimum alcohol requirement to make it effective. One thing to note, hand sanitizers have a shelf life of 2 years. They will not lose their alcohol strength. They will not dry up if you keep it in a storage, climate controlled storage area. You shouldn't have any problems. So if you're hesitant on how many to order, or you don't want to over order, I've been telling people it really does not go bad anytime soon. I think this will be a new normal for all of us to have carrying around. The next item I wanted to go into is face shields. These have been kind of a little less popular than the masks, but definitely there's a need. These can be branded or blank. If you can see in the picture there, the branding comes in the headband below the mask. So that can be a nice option. These are fairly low minimums. We are only selling FDA approved masks, and they are made in the United States. So just another PPE option if you're looking to have these added to your work environment. This is probably my favorite new item. This is called the safety key, or the safety tool. So this is used so that you don't have to touch doors. You don't have to touch keypads. You don't have to touch ATM machines, any sort of touch screen. This item is going to help you with that. So it's, again, limiting contact with contaminated surfaces, making sure that we're staying safe when, if you're not wearing gloves or not having hand sanitizer readily available. This would be another tool that could help with that. So lots of different options on these. The ones we're selling and really pushing are made of a die-cast zinc. So they are resistant to contamination and can kind of ward off germs a little bit better than a regular plastic would. Again, these can be branded or blank. A great piece to put inside of a kit. The new one there at the bottom, that has a stylus tool on it. So again, that's good for the ATM machines, the keypads, grocery stores, and things like that. So these have been a fun new item. Lots of different color options, and the imprint area is a little bit small on these, but I think the usefulness and the idea that you're caring for your clients or customers or students or staff really goes a long way with something like this. Safety barriers. These again are something that I probably never thought I would have had to sell before, but they're in high demand. Anywhere where there's human contact, a safety barrier can be used. They are completely customizable in size, in height, lots of different options here, used in retail, office, food service locations. They come blank, but we can add a label or a cling if you want to brand them at all to kind of make it look like it fits in your workplace or work environment. So again, something definitely we never would have thought of, but has become very useful. These probably would be a little hard to kit, but we could, we could work with you if you wanted to send these out to different locations. This is a fun new one too, antimicrobial items. So we always heard of antibacterial. This is the new term. Antimicrobial kills bacteria plus other microorganisms that can cause human illness. So these are a great thing to hand out at your events. It neutralizes over 99% of bacteria, and that additive doesn't wear off, so it's long lasting. It's a really nice comfort level to have if you're having a pen or a cup. I've seen mouse pads, I've seen fly swatters. There's a whole new world of products opening up with this antimicrobial additive. So very cool. We're able to get samples of these items if you want to test it out. But it really does prevent the growth and spread of bacteria. And as we're all kind of super focused on germs and maintaining those distances, I think this is a great product to really push out. And again, show your clientele, your employees, your staff that you care. So I don't know if you've seen any of our Facebook or LinkedIn posts, but we're going with the hashtag pen is the new toothbrush. You don't ever want to share your pen again. Everybody wants to have individual pens. The touching of, using common pens and using the same pen as someone else in a store or an office environment just kind of grosses us out at this point. So we are offering individually sealed pens. Every pen that you order could come in a package like you see there on the right. Before, all of our pens were bulk packed. They just came in a box and you grabbed a handful and went. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I don't think there's going to be big pen cups out that you just take what you want. So this is another way of just showing you care, you're worried about your recipients' health, and you want to make sure they are safe. These can come in a cellophane pack. They can come in kind of a nicer vinyl PVC, and those sometimes can be branded. So it's another place to put your information. You can put a, kind of a note or a coupon or anything on those brandings as you hand out the pen. So pens, I think, they've always been the #1 selling item in the promo world, well, #1-ish. And now I really think people are going to have to start thinking about how they're handing out pens. I know us ladies, we will probably have 4 or 5 pens in our purses at all times. So just another tool, something different that we really have never had to do before, but I think it's going to become common practice. And that's it for new promotional items. Aim, do we have any?
I don't think you have any questions on this section unless anybody wants to type something in now. You can probably just continue on and we can circle back to it.
Okay. And again, I'll circle back to minimums on all of these items. It really depends on the item. Like I said, pens, and they can probably start at 100 or 250 pieces. Some of the other items are, 50. The masks, I know we can get as little as 1 if you're getting a blank mask. A branded mask is probably going to be around 50 pieces. So just let me know. My email is going to be at the end of this presentation, and if you think of any other items or you want quotes on any of these new items or kind of talk through what we can do, just let me know. And then we're going to move right on to the third section here. So signage. So as we're entering into the world of kits and how we can communicate with our customers, signage is one great way that we really can communicate to a lot of people at once. We've always done signage. Signage is a big part of our business. But we're just doing different signage now, different types of signs, different types of communication methods that people are using. So we're just going to go through a few of these, get some ideas for you for your business. Floor graphics. Floor graphics can be any shape, size you want. These are great for social distancing. You can apply them to carpet, to tile, to concrete. Pretty much any surface that you have, we can make a floor graphic to work. They are temporary. They are not going to be there forever. So as we transition out of this, hopefully we transition out of this social distancing, these can be easily removed from the floor. But these are great to put in the front of an office building, in front of a student building, in retail or food service, establishments. These have been commonly used, and we can help you come up with what works for you. We have a design team in-house that's happy to help come up with a design, or a lot of these that you see here are just called stock images. So the please wait here blue square that you see, that would be printed just like that. There's no logo or anything on it, but it keeps the price down, and it's just a stock image that we can order to maintain that social distancing. So fun new way. These can definitely be included in kits. If you'd like to send these out, they are easily able to be put in a box to be sent with your kit. Banners. Banners, I mean, we've done banners for as long as I've worked here. Retractable banners and vinyl banners are probably our top 2 selling banners. We've been doing a lot of step and repeat there in the top right hand corner, the kind of background display that you see there. A lot of people are ordering those for their Zoom calls. As we get, more and more into this digital world of meetings, people like to have that behind their office chair or their home office. Kind of just, keeping your brand out there, and it's a great tool to use. The retractable banner there in the middle of the screen is obviously something we've done before. Lots of different options on that. Sizes, widths, heights, different hardware we can use. The X banner above it is kind of a newer item that is just a little bit more user-friendly, I think, to kind of hang it up and not have to, that one you don't really want to carry around too often. The feather flags down in the bottom right-hand corner, those are the outdoor signs. They're great for letting people know you're open. We're back to work. We're here. Come on in. They're a great tool to use. Again, lots of different sizes, shapes, heights, widths, single-sided, double-sided. The sky's the limit with those as well. And then the golf vinyl banner, grommeted, not grommeted, indoor, outdoor. Lots of different options there. They are completely custom on size, so we can make that work for what your needs are. Just generic signs, Coroplast signs, the yard signs you see there. Great tool for restaurants to be using to, here's your pickup spot number 1, pickup spot number 2. We're doing a lot with the, I see a lot of the political signs out. So those we've always done single-sided, double-sided, pretty much any size you'd like. The sandwich sign up in the top right corner, great for a sidewalk, letting people know you're open. Come on in, here's our new hours. Also for directional, if you're changing the flow of anything, let people know where to enter. The pole wrap signs, just a fun, new, bright way to advertise your store or restaurant or bank. Kind of put some signage on there, and it's pretty inexpensive, and it gives you a lot of face time for your business. And then just generic posters. We can do any size posters, lots of different options there. You'll see here, and when we come up, some of the packages we're doing where we're really promoting the posters. This is my favorite. We love doing window and wall signage. Lots of different applications here. You can see up in the top right corner, we just did that for In Tandem Financial. It's just an acrylic wall sign. They had a new office, so as you're changing things up, if you want to freshen up the look of the office to welcome people back, if you're changing your logo, this is a great tool that we can use. We have an install team that'll come in. We will create the sign for you and then come install it, so you don't have to worry about that. The wall graphics there, like kind of the fathead material that you're used to seeing, we do a lot of those, color, and just really brightens up a space without having to spend too much money. And then down in the bottom right hand corner, the clings, decals, anything that you would use to promote. So if you have a membership and you want to thank them for being a member, a cling is a great way to do that. Just send them a letter, send them a little cling that they can advertise your membership partnership on their window or door. Those can be single-sided, double-sided, mounted from the inside, outside, all sorts of different options for those. And then I talked a little bit earlier about packages. So what we're trying to do is take the thinking out of it. There's so many different things that you can order, purchase. We're kind of just taking what we see as trends and putting them into a package. There's no thinking, it's stocks, image, kind of just for offices or places where anyone's going to congregate. It's just keeping, reminding you of the rules, keeping distance, washing your hands, wearing your mask. So these are stock images that we'll use. Some of them are able to be branded with your logo. Some are just generic without a logo. And we're going to email this out to everyone after the presentation today, so you can kind of see if you have any questions, kind of what we're working on. Each package is able to have add-ons to it. So if you see the package and you're like, oh, I like that, but I really need another retractable banner for the second entrance, we're able to do that. So obviously we'll work with you on any needs you have, but just trying to take, as everyone's kind of adjusting to this new world, we're trying to take some of the thinking out of it for you. So we have these pre-designed packages that are ready to go when you are. So again, if you have any questions, let us know, but I will be emailing this PDF out after the webinar today. So I think that's it on my spiel. Aim, do you have any questions?
We had a question I missed for the previous section about the antimicrobial products, that how would they prove that antimicrobial items kill over 99% of bacteria?
They have the case studies and FDA, basically there's reports written that we can provide to you of the items that these suppliers have tested in different labs. For you to be able to prove that to your client or whoever you're handing that out to, I would suggest a little card or like a tag to go along with the pen. Something along the lines of, we care about your health. This pen is proven to kill 99% of bacteria. And we can kind of just customize it in that way.
Okay. They are all FDA approved, right? They have to have FDA approval
Yep.
to put that antimicrobial certification on there.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think there's much else, unless anybody wants to type a quick question. I think you can probably wrap it up and just let everybody know that we'll be in touch afterwards.
Okay. All right. Well, we wanted to thank everybody for coming today. So in light of our No Kidding webinar, we'd like to put a little kit together for you as an appreciation for attending today's webinar. So if you're interested in receiving a little gift from us, please send me an email with your preferred mailing address, whether that be your home address, your business address. Let me know where we can send this off, and we'd like to get a little package in the mail just to show you what our capabilities are for kits, and kind of give you an idea of what a kit that you would do would look like and how it would be packaged and presented. So please send me an email. It's there. I sent you the link yesterday, so if you still have that in your inbox, please use that email address, and just keep an eye on your mailbox, and we will be sending something out. And if no one has any other questions, I think we are good to wrap it up. So thank you so much. I appreciate everyone's time. I hope you got a little bit of interest and ideas for things that you can do to communicate with your members, staff, employees, students, anyone that you would be communicating with. So thank you all very much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. Ooh, Stillo got all pretty today.
Come on.
Oh, goodness.
Now I'm whispering.
Oh, you're whispering. I'm just reading down. I didn't get to see any of the comments, so I'm reading. When I was sharing my screen, I couldn't see anything.
That was awesome, I thought.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, you did a good job.